In the beautiful city of Paris, a Chinese police officer arrives. His name is Liu Jian, and he's here for a special job to help catch a dangerous man called Mr. Big, who sells drugs between China and France. Liu stays with a kind old man called Uncle Tai. On his first night in Paris, Liu goes to a hotel where people are waiting for him. In the hotel kitchen, he meets Inspector Richard from the Paris police. Richard wants Liu to help watch Mr. Big, who is coming to the hotel that very night. Later, Mr. Big arrives at the hotel with his friends and 2 women. They all go up to his room. Liu joins Richard and his team in another room where they're watching Mr. Big on TV screens connected to hidden cameras. But something strange happens. Liu notices one of the women trying to kill Mr. Big. Liu fights through Mr. Big's guards to save him. When he finally breaks into the room, he stops the woman just in time. But then something unexpected happens. Inspector Richard comes in and tells his team to stop recording. When Liu tries to help the hurt Mr. Big get to a hospital, Richard suddenly shoots both Mr. Big and the woman. What Liu doesn't know is that Richard's team didn't turn off the cameras in time. They caught everything on video. Now Liu understands the truth. Richard planned to blame him for these murders all along. Liu runs away, but Richard sends all his police officers to find him. Liu is smart. He knows he needs proof that he's innocent, so he sneaks back to the room with all the cameras and takes the video that shows Richard killing Mr. Big. Now he has proof. Getting out of the hotel isn't easy though. Richard's men are everywhere trying to catch him. Richard even throws a grenade at Liu, but Liu is quick. He catches the grenade and throws it right back at Richard's men. Even though he's alone against many men with guns, Liu fights amazingly well and protects himself. When Liu reaches the hotel lobby, something scary happens. A man dressed as a pilot starts shooting at him, but Liu moves fast, dodges the bullets, and when the pilot makes a mistake, Liu has to fight back to save himself. Richard is really angry when he finds out Liu has the video that shows the truth. He tells all his police officers to search everywhere in Paris to find Liu before he can show the video to the police chief. Liu manages to run away, but now he's lost in Paris. Then he remembers something. His necklace. He checks it and finds a piece of paper with a name and some numbers. He doesn't know what they mean, so he asks a friendly woman at an information desk for help. She tells him it's the name of a train station and shows him how to get there. At the station, Liu finds a locker and uses the numbers from the paper to open it. Inside, there's a cell phone, but that's not all. On the back of the phone, there are more numbers. These numbers are for opening another locker. The mystery keeps getting deeper. Liu opens the second locker, and guess what's inside? Weapons. 2 security guards nearby see this, and Liu has to run away fast before he gets into more trouble. The next day, some important people meet in Paris, Minister Tang from China and the French defense minister. Richard tells them lots of lies about Liu, saying Liu killed Mr. Big and the woman at the hotel. He even shows them a weapon with Liu's fingerprints. During this meeting, something interesting happens. Minister Tang's helper, Chen, gets a phone call. It's from Liu, but Liu doesn't say who he is and promises to call back later. Richard doesn't trust anyone. He tells his men to follow Minister Tang and Chen everywhere and listen to their phone calls. Back in his office, Richard is really angry that his men haven't found Liu yet. He shouts at them to find Liu tonight. Then something sad happens. A woman named Jessica comes to Richard's office. She begs him to let her daughter go free because she did everything he asked. But instead of helping her, Richard and his men do something terrible. They force her to take drugs and send her back to work as a prostitute. A mean man named Lupo beats her when she tries to say no. But Liu is nearby and sees all this. He watches Jessica being hurt. Uncle Tai wants to help and chase away Lupo and his men, but Liu stops him. After the bad guys leave, Jessica asks to use the bathroom in Liu's house. Then Liu gets an important call. Chen wants to meet him on a ferry in an hour. Liu goes there and finds Chen, but he doesn't know that Richard's men are watching them. Liu shows Chen the truth by giving him the video that proves he didn't kill anyone. But suddenly something horrible happens. Richard's men shoot Chen and attack both of them in the crowd. Liu fights really well and beats Richard's men. To get away, he has to jump into the sewers under the city. The chase continues. Liu finally loses Richard and his men in the subway. Meanwhile, Richard goes to see Minister Tang and gives him Chen's things. But first, he takes the important video that proves Liu is innocent. At home, Liu tries to fix his injuries by himself. Uncle Tai wants him to go to a doctor, but Liu says no. Jessica sees him hurting and offers to help. While she's fixing his wounds, she tells Liu her sad story. Richard forced her to be a prostitute. Then Liu learns something surprising. Jessica was one of the women at the hotel with Mr. Big. Suddenly, Lupo shows up at Uncle Tai's house. He drags Jessica away, saying she needs to work. He even demands money from Liu for taking Jessica's time. Liu gives him 1,000 francs, but when Lupo tries to hit Jessica, Liu jumps in to protect her. A big fight starts between Liu and Lupo's men. Then something terrible happens. While Liu is fighting Lupo's big, strong men, Max, one of Richard's helpers, finds out about the fight. He comes to Uncle Tai's house and starts shooting. The bullets hit Uncle Tai, and the kind old man dies right in front of Liu. Full of anger and sadness, Liu grabs some chopsticks and uses them to fight back against Max, killing him. After taking care of Uncle Tai's body with respect, Liu and Jessica have to run away before more of Richard's men come. They start arguing because Liu wants Jessica to tell everyone the truth about what happened at the hotel, but Jessica is scared. She can't do it because Richard is holding her daughter Isabel as a prisoner. Finally, they make a plan. First, they'll save Isabel, and then Jessica will help prove Liu didn't kill anyone. Jessica goes to Richard's office and tells him a clever lie. She says Liu took her as a prisoner, but she escaped and she knows where to find him. Richard believes her and locks her up in his office while he and his men go to catch Liu. But Jessica has a plan. When the guard watching her isn't looking, she breaks free. She finds the video that shows the truth and runs away with it. She gives it to Liu, who is waiting outside. When Richard's men tell him Jessica escaped, he knows he's been tricked. Liu and Jessica rush to an orphanage where Richard is keeping Isabel. But when they get there, they get a big surprise. Richard and his men are already waiting. They knew Liu and Jessica would come for Isabel. A big fight breaks out in the orphanage, scaring everyone inside. Liu and Jessica can't find Isabel, so they have to jump out of a window to escape. But something awful happens. One of Richard's men shoots Jessica. Liu has to take her to the hospital quickly to save her life. While doctors take care of Jessica, Liu makes her a promise. He will save her daughter, Isabel. Meanwhile, Richard is keeping Isabel prisoner in his office. The next day, Liu calls Richard. He wants Isabel back. He tells Richard to look out his window, where Richard sees Liu standing in the street. Richard sends all his men to fight Liu. Now Liu does something really brave. He breaks into the police headquarters. When he sees lots of police coming from above, he runs into a room, but he finds himself in more trouble. The room is full of police officers practicing their fighting. They all attack Liu at once, but Liu is such an amazing fighter that he beats them all. Can Liu fight his way through the police station to save Isabel? Liu enters another room and faces his toughest fight yet. Two of Richard's best men who can fight almost as well as he can. At first, they're too strong for him, but Liu slowly figures out how to beat them. Using all his skills, he finally wins the fight. Then comes the big moment. Liu finds Richard, who is holding little Isabel with a gun to her head. Even though Liu doesn't have any weapons, he warns Richard. Richard tries to shoot Liu and hits him in the shoulder. Quick as lightning, he sticks a special needle into the back of Richard's neck, right at a spot called the Kiss of the Dragon. This special point makes all the blood in the body rush to the brain. Richard's body becomes stiff and he can't move. When Liu pulls out the needle, Richard starts shaking and blood comes from his eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. The Kiss of the Dragon kills him just as Liu takes Isabel to safety. The story has a happy ending at the hospital. Liu goes to Jessica's room, where she's still sleeping because of the acupuncture needles in her neck. He takes them out carefully and she wakes up. When she opens her eyes, she sees the most beautiful sight, her daughter Isabel sleeping peacefully next to her bed. At last, mother and daughter are together again, and Liu has proven he was innocent all along.